So we have three incredibly natural smelling fragrances from Xerjoff to talk about today. I love natural smelling fragrances. Think of ones that can really transport you to different locations because they smell like real natural places. Fragrances from Acqua di Parma are really good at that. And also Xerjoff has three really excellent natural smelling fragrances, and we're going to talk about them in today's video. And they are Renaissance, Torino 21, and Nio. Now we're going to start off by talking about Xerjoff Renaissance. Now, all three of these, whilst they have some similarities in the sense that they smell all really high quality and natural, they all do a very different thing, and hopefully this video will help you decide on which one is going to be more suited to your fragrance tastes. So Renaissance focuses really heavily on citruses. It's a very bright citrus fruit fragrance, and it is in the opening bright and citrusy, and as it goes through to the dry down, the citrus fruits stay really heavy and prominent the whole way through. It reminds me of a sugary lemon candy. So in the UK, we have these sweets called lemon sherbets. Used to eat them when I was younger. I don't know in other parts of the world what they're called, but that is what this fragrance reminds me of. A very sugary lemon smell. It's really beautiful. It's like really high quality. Sometimes in fragrances, when you have lemon as a note, citruses, they can smell sometimes like cleaning products or maybe shower gels, things like that. But this one doesn't smell like that at all. This smells incredibly natural and really high quality. This one is Renaissance, by the way. And as it dries down, it becomes quite clean and musky. Now that is going to be a feature in all of these three fragrances, by the way. As they dry down, they become very fresh and clean. They smell almost like, you know, clean clothes, fresh laundry sheets. But that is especially noticeable in Renaissance. It has a very clean laundry type smell, but you also have this mint note, which gives it a really nice bit of energy. So it starts off citrusy, sugary citrus, dries down to a minty freshness with this kind of fresh laundry sheet musk note. It's just a wonderful, really easygoing, high quality, fresh fragrance, ideal for any situation. Up next, we have Torino 21. Now, this one is, for me, a very mind-blowing smelling fragrance. It's one of those fragrances that every time I wear it, I'm really impressed with how they made a fragrance smell this natural and this high quality. I think, to be honest, these three fragrances, or these two fragrances, Renaissance and Torino, are two of the best fragrances in Xerjoff's whole lineup. And I have probably about 20 or so Xerjoff fragrances, but these two, Renaissance and Torino 21, I think are brilliant. So Torino 21 goes in a very different direction to Renaissance. Opens up slightly citrusy, but that's not the main player in here at all. It's really herbaceous, it's herbal, it's green, so it has notes like basil and rosemary, lots of lavender, and a green note. Now, it's got a listed note of blackcurrant, which I'm not sure if I pick up on that as well, but I'm not sure if I pick up on that exactly, but what I do pick up on is like the stem or the branch from like a blackcurrant plant, that kind of smell, if you could imagine what that would smell like. Woody, green, slightly earthy smell, and that's what I imagine a blackcurrant plant to smell like. And that's what I get in here. It really focuses on the greenness. Think of like a lush forest, walking through a lush forest, but on like a warm day. So maybe not a wintry dark forest, but like a springtime forest, going on a forest walk in the spring. That is what this reminds me of anyway. It has that transportive effect that I mentioned. And so this is Torino 21. It goes in a different direction to Renaissance because it focuses more on the green notes. But as I mentioned before, as it dries down, you do get that really clean smell, that really clean, fresh laundry musk smell. So this would be suitable for any situation, the same as Renaissance. You could wear this to work. You could wear this as your signature scent if that's what you wanted to do. But I think this really shines in the spring and summer. Now, lastly, we have Xerjoff Nio. Now, it was up until recently that this was my favourite of the three. So out of the Renaissance, out of Torino 21, and out of Nio, I would say Nio was my favourite out of the three. But that's completely changed now, and we'll get onto that in just a moment. So Nio goes in a different direction to those two as well, while still smelling very natural. But this doesn't have much citruses in the opening like Renaissance. This doesn't have as much greenness as Torino 21. This focuses on woodiness mainly. It smells like airy, fresh and clean woods. It focuses on woods and spices from nutmeg, but not heavy warming spices like cinnamon or anything like that. It's like a fresh spice, peppery almost. Like if you imagine what black pepper smells like, mix black pepper or a peppery smell with some white floral notes like neroli, jasmine, and that's kind of what you get in here with some clean wood. So in the base notes, it has like a vetiver note. Now vetiver can come across slightly green, slightly rooty, earthy. Also vetiver can be a bit more of a challenge to wear. It's a very masculine smelling note in my opinion. And it is quite prominent in here in Nio. So this is spicy, it's slightly green, but it focuses on white florals and neroli. Now I would say Nio is my least favourite now out of these three, only because I think Torino 21 and Renaissance just offer something that's more enjoyable to me. This one, Nio, smells quite formal, although it's still quite versatile. This one I would say it smells the most formal out of all of them. I can imagine this being worn to like a wedding party. Just has that really clean woodiness in here, which to me smells like a really formal fragrance, but all of these are very versatile and you can wear them anywhere. Now the price of these, Nio is the worst value for money because it only comes in a 50ml, and the 50ml bottle costs a similar price to both of these, which are 100ml. But Renaissance and Torino 21, these two are both eau de parfum concentration, and Nio is a parfum concentration. But that doesn't really mean anything in terms of the longevity of these, because I've actually, in my opinion, in my experience, Torino 21 has the best performance, followed by Nio, followed by Renaissance. And that's why I think Renaissance is your perfect spring and summer daytime fragrance. So if I had to rate these, I would give Renaissance and Torino 21 a 9 out of 10 equally. I think they are fantastic, well-balanced fragrances that are very difficult to change, and I don't even know what I would want to change to make them better. For Nio, I would give a 7.5 out of 10. It's slightly more expensive than the other two, especially as you only get a 50ml bottle. Also, I'd love there to be a bit more sweetness or citruses to really complement the neroli in Nio. But these all smell very natural, and if natural smelling fragrances are your thing, any of these three are going to be really enjoyable. Now let me know, what's your favourite natural smelling fragrance? See you soon.